And welcome back to Geno's Picks. Let's see if I can remember what we did last week. We picked 4 games, and we picked 4 winners, people. That's right, 4-0 in week 2, 5-3 overall. Winning our last 5 picks, we're at 63% on the year, so needless to say, you want to see what we have in store. But first, you know what really grinds my gears? Weather delays. What has happened to us, America? Automatic transmissions, microbrews, pumpkin spice lattes. Although they just said if you drink pumpkin spice lattes, you'll never get heart disease. Isn't that wonderful? Because you'll die of ovarian cancer, people. And now we can't play a game in a rainstorm because of a little lightning? Stop it. Newt Rockne and Mike Ditka played in monsoons and blizzards, and the NFL is a better thing for it, as are we as fans. Check the records, people. More people have been stabbed outside Oakland Stadium than have been electrocuted inside. So play these games and get on with it. I can't be up till 5 a.m. seeing if I covered. And I'll tell you one place that you would never have a weather delay: San Diego, because lightning hasn't struck there since 1994. And now, let's get to the picks. My first pick, the Buccaneers are getting a touchdown from the Patriots in Foxborough. People, isn't Vegas a magical place? This is a battle between a Patriots team that is winless against the spread, yet undefeated in the standings. And they're facing a team that is undefeated in Vegas, yet winless in the NFL. So let's bet the trends, people. The Patriots are still limping about. Gronk is a game-time decision, and I believe he's not going to play because he's facing that tough, physical Tampa Bay defense, and he's as likely to wind up in the ER as the IR all over again. And Danny Oh My Armandola, shout out Geno Tallarico for that nickname, may need groin surgery. But despite all that, the Patriots still have the man who any woman would love to operate on his groin, and that's Tom Brady, people. Because the thing about Tom is he scores in the NFL like he does with the ladies, efficiently and with anyone he wants. But that's the other thing about Tom Brady. He just shows up and scores and doesn't try to impress anyone. So don't look for him and the Patriots to try and blow the Buccaneers out, especially this Buccaneers team that's basically 2 last-minute bonehead plays, the push out by Levante and the missed field goal last week in the closing seconds, from being undefeated. Don't be surprised to see Doug Martin tear up some yardage against a defense that ranks 28 against the run and has given up over 100 total yards to Fred Jackson, who entered week 1 at 32 years of age, and a combined 100 yards to Chris Ivory and Bilal Powell, who entered week 1 with a combined 32 minutes of playing time, people. The trend continues. The Pats win, but the Bucs cover. Take Tampa Bay and the TD you're getting. My next pick, the New York Football Giants are traveling to Carolina, where they're in a pick'em game with the Panthers. Yes, the Giants are winless, and they look hapless in the running game as the 3-headed monster of Wilson, Scott, and Jacobs rushed, get this, 19 times for 23 yards this past Sunday for a staggering 1.21 yards in that 4-hour span, which is actually a pretty good average if you're a landscaper, people. But still, I'm simply basing this game on my gut feeling that there is no way the Giants start the season 0-3. Because I honestly believe Tom Coughlin is too much of a leader and too angry a motivator to let his team lose their first 3. And while Eli Manning has more picks in the past 2 games than the Oregon Ducks have uniforms, he's going to fix that this week. And if you're telling me the Giants just need to go out and win, I'm saying take the G-men to win this game. My next pick, the Bears are giving 2.5 to the Steelers at Heinz Field. Wow. If you were the 3% of Steeler Nation that wasn't in a panic after the Tennessee disaster on opening day, welcome aboard, people. The Steelers' defense is the only thing holding them together, ranking 10th overall in the league. But please, remember, half of those stats are based on facing Jake Locker, people. The offense, meanwhile, is the worst of all 31 NFL teams. Yeah, 31, because I can't include Jacksonville as a team, who, by the way, might be a 4-TD underdog by kickoff this Sunday. And why? Why is Pittsburgh so bad? Because like Geno's picks told you last week, Todd Haley is a terrible offensive coordinator. And he's not only stubborn, but he continues to use a playbook that none of the offense is on board with, which is pretty ironic considering with a name like Haley, you'd think he'd have a book these black guys could relate to. Relax. That's a literary joke, people. Stop it. If you want a race joke, fine. Fine. Race joke, fine. Fine, we'll do it. Okay, people, I'm not one to say I told you so, but last week, in Haley's stubbornness, he didn't bring back Dwyer. And now he did last week, but it was too little too late in the Monday night game because Ben Roethlisberger is completely out of sync in the pocket. Did anyone watch him flutter passes while no one was even there because he felt hurried? You know why? Because that's instead, last year having Rashard Mendenhall, a great runner and pass blocker, suddenly he has a hodgepodge of Dwyer, Jones, and Redmond, who he's not used to. So just ask yourself, how would you feel if suddenly you were surrounded by 3 black strangers? Exactly. Uncomfortable and in a rush. There's your race joke. I don't care. Let's see how Big Ben does this week when he faces the Bears in all those colored jerseys. Take the Bears and lay the 2.5. Which brings me to my Double Your Money Monday Night Better, as I like to call it. You should have a little by now. Here we go. Denver Broncos are giving 15.5 to the Oakland Raiders at Mile High Stadium, people. I think this game comes down to the quarterbacks, and I think that tells you where I'm going to go immediately. Peyton Manning is an amazing quarterback who can spread the ball around seemingly at will. While Terrell Pryor, and I'll tell you, I like this kid, but let's face it, he's learning on the fly. I wish him well, but I think what really makes Peyton Manning stand out and above him is what Manning does before the snap, not after it. No one reads a defense like Peyton Manning, as evidenced by the final touchdown that Thursday night game against the Ravens, where he didn't get fancy. He saw the line shift. He pointed at the running back and didn't say anything cute other than stand here, and the running back didn't block the sudden blitz package as much as just got in his way. Manning found Denarius Thomas, 80-yard or whatever it was, touchdown. That's the major difference between Peyton Manning and Terrell Pryor. Manning learned the game playing 3 full seasons at Tennessee, studying on and off the field, which is why he doesn't need the read option in the pros, because unlike Terrell Pryor, Manning chose the reading option in college. Take the Broncos, lay the 15.5. Those are Geno's picks.